When you hear somebody say love hurts, believe them, because I'm about to hop into one of the most embarrassing childhood stories ever. We about to talk about the day that I found out that love hurts. Let's go. What's good with YouTube? Happy Sunday. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. I hope the weekend has been good to you so far. Monday is right around the corner, so that means the work week is about to begin. But we're going to enjoy the rest of the day. It is 57 degrees right now in St. Louis, which is a nice change from having all this snow and cold, freezing below temperature weather. Tomorrow's supposed to be like 60s, mid 60s. So I feel like we finally trending in the right direction here in the St. Louis area. But we about to hop right into this story time of when your boy first realized that love hurts. Man, oh man, we about to hop into this story time video. Now, this is young Damo I'm talking about. I'm talking about elementary school. I'm gonna say like I was around 10. I may have been like 9 years old or whatever like that. I'm not particularly sure the age range, but I was right in that young age or whatever when I stayed down in the city on the north side, St. Louis Avenue, you know, 4122 St. Louis Avenue. Look it up. But yeah, this was back when I was crushing on this girl that one of my neighbors, just a childhood friend, can't remember her name, got no contact with her now whatsoever, but her and her sister stayed 2 doors down from me. Now, I didn't know anything about love. All I knew was about like and the feeling you would get around a girl that you know, liked or whatever. You ain't know you liked the girl back in the day until your body start feeling weird, you know what I'm saying? Like what we would call butterflies right now. But all I knew is every time I got around this girl, I just felt, you know what I'm saying, warm and tingly in the inside. Pause. But this girl and her sister, they were close in age or whatever, maybe like a year apart or whatever. I mean, maybe not even that far apart or whatever. But like I used to always go down, knock on the door, see if they want to come outside and play. Like it would be me, them, and sometimes other childhood I thought that was a mosquito. Sometimes other I'm about to say it's a little too early for mosquitoes. Y'all, if y'all watched the last video, y'all know how I feel about mosquitoes. Anyways, so I used to go knock on their door before I even go knocked on the, you know, the homie door to see if they wanted to come outside, play, or whatever the case may be. Now, we stayed in the city, like I said, on St. Louis Avenue, which was a main street, like where, you know, the bi-state bus would come down, a lot of traffic. So we were kind of confined to the sidewalk area. Although we had a backyard or whatever, I don't think, you know, my moms and they moms was really on that, you know, go play in the backyard type stuff. Plus, we had a dog, so that was kind of his, you know, domain anyway. So we used to play on the sidewalk. I used to always try to, you know, bring the ball out so we can play kickball or two square or something like that. But we didn't really have room for kickball in those games. So a lot of times I was forced to play double dutch or turn rope or whatever. And, you know, I ain't had no problem doing that because I was around old girl, you know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, at that time, shoot, I consider myself a pretty good double dutch, you know what I'm saying, turner. Like, I couldn't jump double dutch, nor can I jump now, but that wasn't what I was there for. I was just there for, you know, the looks, you know what I'm saying? I was just trying to get my eyes on her for as long as I could, and I was happy with that or whatever. Like, they asked me, did I want to turn rope? Yeah. A lot of everybody else went to go do their own thing and stuff. I'm like, I'm cool. Like, y'all need a third? You know, so that kind of became my role, my position or whatever. You know, they felt comfortable coming to knock on my door to see if I wanted to turn rope, which I would oblige. I'll be right there. So over time I realized that, you know what I'm saying, the girl that I had a crush on, sister, liked me or whatever, or she seemed to have shown me kind of like that, I would say flirtatious looks or whatever, in a sense. I mean, we younger, so I don't want to really say flirtatious, but she would just smile a lot at me and stuff like that and grin, and I'd be kind of like looking the other direction, trying to, you know what I'm saying, get the sister direction now, attention. Now, I think maybe she had told her sister that she liked me, so that may be why, you know, the sister that I had the crush on tried to, you know, avoid, you know, too many interactions with me. But we used to play this game called Catch a Girl, Get a Girl or whatever, and we did nothing, you know, we did nothing, no kissing or nothing like that or whatever. So I mean, I know how that game is played, you know, with other people, but it was just more so an opportunity for me to just run and, you know what I'm saying, and hug the girl that I liked or whatever. So we would always play Catch a Girl, Get a Girl, and I always ran after the girl that I had a crush on, you know what I'm saying? So the sister, I could tell, would kind of, you know, feel away, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't care, you know, my whole soul attention was to let that girl know that, hey, I'm digging you. Like they say, like dudes say, I like you and I want you, or whatever that meant, you know what I'm saying? So we played that a few times. Like I said, I left old girl alone, I always went to her. So after doing that, you know, a couple of times, I think the one that I like kind of started reciprocating that, you know, mutual like, and I could see the other sister kind of get jaded, you know, like when it was time to turn rope, she used to, you know what I'm saying, add a little flirt to it with me and stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, what's going on? Or whenever I did try to jump in the rope or whatever, I felt like at times she tried to intentionally hit me with the rope. Did I have any proof? Nah, but you know, I take a few little taps, you know what I'm saying, so that I could, you know, stay outside with them. So fast forward to a time where, you know, my aunt T Judy or whatever, and like I said, I've never told my aunt this story, never told anybody this story or whatever. My mom was at work and my aunt came over to watch us, and like my cousins came over as well. So like, it's a gang of us, because it seemed like all the cousins from my other aunt, T Lena, was over at our house, you know what I'm saying? So this was the first time that I didn't even had this amount of company at my house, you know what I'm saying? So I'm feeling real good, you know, because it wasn't no spending the night. It wasn't no none of that. I ain't had my first spending the night situation with friends, like, and I'm talking about with, you know, guys or whatever. I wasn't trying to have no girls come over spend the night, but you know how you want to have like a little game at night or something like that. No, it wasn't happening. The only time that I was granted that one wish, like Ray J, that one wish, was when I made the request for my birthday. And I'm talking about later on in my teen years, as my mom asked me what I wanted, and I was like, man, Mom, I just want to have a sleepover, play the game with my, you know, my cousins, my friends and stuff like that. That's all I really want or whatever. That was the only time that she let that fly. So yeah, so we at the crib or whatever. T Judy was in my mom's room watching TV and stuff like that, and my older cousin Cliff was assigned with the task of watching us or whatever. Now Cliff was cool as a fan, and he didn't really care what you did as long as you ain't get him in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Like, just stay in line, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody get hurt. Don't nobody, you know what I'm saying, need to go. No, we ain't taking no trips to Barnes. That's the hospital here. Ain't nobody trying to go to Barnes. If you know what I'm saying, in a black household, you know exactly the rules of when it comes to playing outside. You gotta be in the house, you know what I'm saying, before the street lights come on. We ain't taking no hospital trips or whatever. And if you got on clothes that's not play clothes, don't get those clothes dirty or whatever, you know, like. So I'm trying to follow, you know, the 3 rules or whatever, you know, don't put your hands on nobody, you know, that was another one in there, but we kind of knew that. So we outside playing, doing the normal things. Now at this point, you know, it's so many of us or whatever that, you know, we get the bright idea that we just about to, you know what I'm saying, turn things up a notch. Double Dutch, 2-square, kickball, the little softball with the waffle bat and all that. That wasn't cutting it for us, because like I said, we couldn't play it out in the streets, and you can only do so much on the sidewalk with like 8 kids. It's like 8 or 10 of us or whatever. So we venture off in this backyard area where there was like kind of like a parking garage in the back or whatever, where it was a small roof, I should say. Well, I don't know, it wasn't really small then or whatever, but I would say there was like a little carport or whatever where we was there. So I don't know who had the bright idea of climbing up on top of this garage, and we was gonna, you know, have a competition on, you know, jumping off, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, going for style points. You know, the girls was gonna be the judges for the most part. You know, like when you got a couple of steps and you know, you playing like you Tony Hawk, and you jumping and you grabbing your feet or whatever like that, you jumping, you know, you posing or whatever. So we out here, you know what I'm saying, at this point coming up with a game that turned into a real life competition. You know what I'm saying? So I really didn't want to do it whatsoever, but I couldn't let her know that I didn't want to do it, because the girl that I was crushing on and her sister was outside or whatever. She's out there with us or whatever. Shoot, I think the sister, you know what I'm saying, the other sister probably came up with the game idea, because she already knew was about to happen or whatever. But so my cousins or whatever like that, they're just like, oh yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we down. So I'm like, yeah, me too. It ain't nothing or whatever. So I climb up, you know, use the side of the house to climb up on there. We, you know, get up on top of the roof. I mean, I figured, you know, like when you're on the swing and you jump off at this highest point, I'm thinking I'd have done that 1,000 times. I'm a pro at this, you know, jumping off of, you know, obstacles, you know, jumping at high points, things. I do this. So I get up there on top of the garage, and when I tell you, I felt like I was on a skyscraper. Your boy felt like I was, you know what I'm saying, at the top of one of the rides at Six Flags looking down. Because, like, you got to remember, I'm like between like 9 and 10 years old or something like that or whatever. And yeah, that was, you know what I'm saying, one of those situations where I felt like maybe you shouldn't do that. I actually heard, you know what I'm saying, the conscience, you know what I'm saying, you got the right and the left side. That's when the right side popped up on there real quick, and it's like, hey D, I don't know if you want to be doing this, bro. Like, you know what they said, you can't, you know what I'm saying, step out of line, don't get hurt, don't, you know what I'm saying, no hospital trips, none of that or whatever. So once I got up there, I felt like at this time, you know what I'm saying, I couldn't be the first one to step down to say they wasn't gonna do it. So I whispered to my cousin Ruben, I'm just like, hey, you about to jump, you about to do this, stuff like that. He's like, yeah, 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 we about to do it. Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. I asked another one of my cousins or whatever, like, yeah, you jumping, you jumping off of here? He's, yeah. I mean, nobody batted their eye at the idea of jumping. Like I said, the ladies are down there, the girls, but we gonna call the ladies are watching. So you know what I'm saying, like, wasn't nobody trying to punk out at this time. So one cousin jumped, he do his little, you know what I'm saying, trick. Another cousin jumped, just going in order. And me being, you know, scared, I'm terrified on the inside, really. I'm trying not to show it or whatever. I end up being one of the last 2 people to jump. Now it was me and my cousin Ruben, like we was thick as thieves or whatever. So of course it would be us 2 last. And he went to jump, and when he jumped, he stepped back, jumped in the air. I mean, like, did some little foot grab or something like that, came down, landed. Like, he had on like this hooded jacket, I'll never forget. Like when he landed or whatever, the hood on the jacket flipped over his head as he landed down. So when he stood up with the hood on and all that. Like, it was like 10s across the board, like Lil Mac McClung dunking in an NBA dunk contest. Like, everybody was like, ooh, and stuff like that. And he stood up in the pose like, yeah, or whatever. So I'm seeing everybody give him his applause, give him his cred and everything. And even the girl I was crushing on, she was like, oh, very nice, very nice, very nice. So I'm like, all right, I gotta do this now, because what you ain't finna do is come over here and steal my girl. Now, did I know that he liked her? No. Did I think that he liked her? No. But in my head, I'm like, you not finna come over here on my block and my house and show me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anybody finna jump and have the best jump and get the most style points, it was finna be me or whatever. Like, you know, so my heart beating fast. I'm talking about from boom, 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 boom to boom, 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 boom. Because everybody done jumped successfully, you know what I'm saying, got their kudos and props and all that. So I'm like, all right, D, just do what you normally do, and let's just go ahead and get it over with. Because at that point in time, you can't wait too long to jump, you know, because if you wait too long, they gonna know that you was scared and you was hesitant and stuff like that. So, you know, I looked down again, try to find my landing spot, you know what I'm saying, pointed like Babe Ruth, like right there. We landing right there. Y'all wait for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the spot I had chose for myself was probably about, I'm thinking I'm gonna jump 10 feet away from the roof, because when my cousin jumped, he had a nice little distance, you know what I'm saying, the style, the flare and all that, you know, and don't forget about the hood pop. So I gotta, you know what I'm saying, step into my MJ mode. You know, I got a free throw line this jump, you know. I gotta make this jump the best jump. Man, when I tell you, I stepped back, I went and I ran, and then I jumped. And time kind of just froze or whatever. You know, I don't know if you've seen any movies where they slow time down, like an action figure, like a action lead character falling out of the building, and you get that slow motion or whatever. Like, that's what I experienced. Like, I felt like I was in the air for 30 seconds because I was afraid. I didn't look down at the ground as I was jumping. I'm looking up at the sky. So I jump and I see the sun, the trees, a bird nest or two. Like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, my arms is wailing. Like, I didn't, you know, put all I could into this jump. And then all of a sudden I look down, and that's where I felt like I immediately, gravity was just like, oh yeah, you in the air. Bring that on down or whatever, right? So like I said, I went from being up in the air like MJ to falling down like a sack of bricks straight on my ass. Like, I jumped in the air and I didn't even clear the building or the roof more than a foot or whatever than where I originally jumped. Now, I done jumped in my life, you know what I'm saying, 2 sidewalk spaces. You know, when you're a kid and you jump at a line and you try to have that competition, you know, to see how far you can jump. I knew my abilities, but for whatever reason, I got space jammed in that moment, and I lost all athleticism, all skill. Everything that I had as a child was gone. And it must have been back up on that roof, because when I tell you, I landed so damn hard on my tailbone, I felt like, I'm just gonna say what I remember. It felt like, you know, like that stinging electricity or whatever that you get from, like, you know, a stinger or some injury. Like, it hit my tailbone, and it's like one of those Wile E. Coyote or whatever, where, you know what I'm saying, he get hit with something and his whole body just like that on the inside. That's exactly what happened. What is that dude doing? That is exactly what happened to me in that moment. From hitting the ground, smack, like that, taking it, and I was just like, but I could not show too much pain in that moment, because like I said, the ladies is watching. But I also hear the ladies laughing at your boy. So with insult to injury, I got this pain shooting through my butt bone, legs, and all of that, traveling up my back, all the way up to the top of my head or whatever. And all I can hear is saying, "You all right? You all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all right, yeah." They're like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I don't know." In that moment, I couldn't even come up with a good enough excuse to explain what happened. It had knocked all sense out of me at that moment. All I could do is wait until I felt my legs, because for a moment, I thought I had Christopher Reeve myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was over with for your boy. Like, no more walking for me. Like, this is what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? So I helped myself up, because I really, you know what I'm saying, wanted to show that it wasn't as bad as it looked. I mean, but it felt bad. It felt, man, I can't even really put words. I think I did try to put words, but y'all get what I am saying. Boy, oh boy, you know what I'm saying, the embarrassment I experienced in that moment, so much so that I still remember it now. And I picked myself up off the ground. I grabbed my pride, throw it over my shoulder, and I go home, because at this time, I feel like I need medical attention. I need some kind of TLC. I need to go get myself together, because my plan for the day is over with. Like, ain't no more plan. I can't do nothing. Like, I told him I was about to go get some water or whatever. That's what I told him. Like, I was like, "You good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm just about to get some water. I'll be right back." I knew I wasn't coming back. I was done for the day. I ain't want to come back until everybody forgot what happened. You know what I'm saying? So I go in or whatever, the house or whatever. I'm walking to the house, and I walk past my cousin Cliff or whatever, because he was just about to come see where we were at. I wish Cliff had found us 5 minutes sooner, because I know he would have definitely told us to get down or whatever, or, you know what I'm saying, I would have just been the first one down. Yeah, let me go and hop down. Yeah, you right. But Cliff, where were you at, cuzzo? Where was you at when I needed you? But I walked past him. He like, "You good, cuz? Look, cuz." I'm like, "Yeah, I fell." You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really tell him where I fell from, because I ain't know how he was gonna react or, you know, say nothing about it. So he just like, hey, remember what I said, man? Hey, you know, you can't, you know, no hospital trips. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I could think of in my mind. So I was like, go in the house. Did I get the water? Nah, I ain't get the water. I went straight upstairs into my mama room where my auntie was at, because at this point, I needed a hug. Was I gonna ask for one? No. Was I gonna tell anybody what happened? No. But I just wanted somebody to just pick up on anything, you know what I'm saying? At that moment, I really wanted my mama, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to lay my head on her shoulder, but she was at work. So I go in the other room with her. You know, at that point, I tried to, you know, walk as best I could on in there or whatever. Sneak a pillow from the bed to the floor, and now I'm sitting on this pillow on the floor or whatever, and I'm sitting there next to my auntie or whatever. And another thing that sticks out to me from that day is my Auntie Judy saying, "Boy, what's wrong with you? Look like you done fell on your ass or something," or whatever. And I was like, and the moment I was just like how she know? Like, parents always be knowing, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't say nothing because I ain't had nothing to say. All I could hear is me crying on the inside right when she said that. I'm like, my mama. But like I said, ain't no hospital trips. I'm definitely not finna tell her what I was doing or what I was up to, because I knew after I got checked out, it wasn't nothing wrong with me. I was gonna get my beat for even attempting to do something that dumb or whatever, because I knew better. Mama taught me better, but we all know, you know what I'm saying, kids gonna do what kids do. Oh man, I felt like I stayed inside till the next season. I'm pretty sure it wasn't that long, but that's what I wanted to do. Fast forward to when I did come outside again or whatever, and I get back to playing with the girl and the sister that I had a crush on, and things kind of go back to normal or whatever, like we doing a double dutch thing. But the sister that I wasn't crushing on, every now and again, she used to bring up the situation, you know what I'm saying, to have a little hee ha ha. Now, I knew this was her get back for me never, going after her on Catch a Girl, Get a Girl, because I remember in that moment, or one time we were playing, her telling her sister, like, don't nobody ever go out for me. Don't nobody ever go for me, or whatever. And I'm just like, don't nobody want you, or whatever. But at that point, I think she used that opportunity as, you know what I'm saying, her way of getting back to me. And then she just became like mean at that point. It was almost like seeing somebody when they get lose a fight or whatever, and then everybody start treating that person different. That's how it was. She had acted like I had got knocked out in the street, and she was just like, you know what I'm saying, you chop liver, you a punk, you this, that, and the third, and you don't like me, so yeah, that's what you get type deal. So I remember one time that we were playing the Catch a Girl, Get a Girl game, and I went for the girl that I liked again or whatever, and this a double up, or an extended version of that story or whatever, because like I said, or like I should have said, when in that moment when I did fall and hit the ground, that was the first time that I realized love hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's painful. I didn't like it, and I wasn't trying to be in no type of lack of love again or whatever. But we all know, you know what I'm saying, sometimes you can't help how you react. And like I said, being around that girl in the future, spark those same feelings or whatever. So, it is what it is. Back to the Catch a Girl, Get a Girl game, or the last time we actually played that game, is when the girl or the sister that I never went for kind of, you know what I'm saying, walked up on me, and she was like on some, like, if you don't try to go for me, you know what I'm saying, next time she was gonna put hands on me, which she kind of did. It kind of got to a point where she was, shoving me, like that. And at times I let, the bullying kind of go by, because it was a girl. This wasn't her first time doing this or whatever like that. But I think your boy had enough at that point of time, and I already took enough embarrassment falling from this skyscraper of a garage roof. I couldn't take no more. So so I remember one time, or in this particular time or whatever, I can't remember what I said to her or whatever, but I think I said something along the lines of, I don't like you, or you ugly, or something like that. Like, cause she used to say stuff about me or whatever. And I think I said something along those lines, and that just ticked her off or whatever. And she punched me or whatever. And in that moment, it was just like, D, what you gonna do? It's like one of them slow motion moments again where you get punched and you like, my arm went back, and I'm like, and I looked at her, I looked at the sister, and the sister was like, and I looked at her, and she was like, yeah. And I looked at the sister, she's like, and then the sister looked at her, and then the sister right there kind of grinned a little bit, kind of like she laughed, at what was going on. And all I could do, look, it was involuntary, y'all. Like, I don't know where it came in me, because I wasn't no fighter. I wasn't even that type of person. But when I tell you that I put my foot back and I field goal kicked her right where the sun don't shine. You know how your mom always tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kick them where the sun don't shine or whatever. Like, I figured that rule applied for girls too. Like, if you want them to leave you alone or whatever the case may be, you kick them where the sun don't shine. I mean, I'm talking about Adam Vinatieri, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about NFL. Who? I gave her, like, you know what I'm saying, the Hogan boot, because I was sick and tired and sick of taking all this embarrassment and abuse. Lord forgive me. But when I tell you that kick had no effect on that girl, I'm talking about it was a momentary, like, because I knew what it felt like to get hit, you know what I'm saying, where the sun don't shine. And I knew for us fellas, you know, sometimes it may be a delay, but you gonna feel it, you know what I'm saying? You gonna feel it then, and you gonna feel it in the morning or whatever. Was I proud of myself in that moment? No, I was not. But I didn't want to punch her anywhere because she, you know, I didn't want to punch her back because she was a girl. I shouldn't have hit her back because she was a girl, flat out. But like I said, I'm young, I'm 9, 10 years old, you know what I'm saying? We all make mistakes. And I try to put the force of Voltron in between, you know what I'm saying, my knees, calves, ankles, and foot. And I try to just take her down with one single swoop. I kicked her. All I remember, that's her going down like, and her head popping up like old lady did on Harlem Nights when her and Quick was fighting that girl, Allie, or whatever. Man, she looked up at me with the face of the Hulk, you know what I'm saying? And I took off running. I'm talking about, we only stayed 2 or 3 doors down from each other, but I felt like I ran a mile. That's how long it felt like it took me to get to my house. Because when I seen that she was about to charge me, I said, I'm up out of here, G. I ran home. I looked back for a second and she on my heels. At this point, I am praying that the front door is open because every second counts. I had this little move I used to get up on the porch faster than anybody, because you know, with your front porch steps, you know, you got your own little techniques to hopping up. We kids, you know what I'm saying? So I did my hop, 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 you know what I'm saying? If you don't live there, you taking all 7 steps. Not me. I went hop, 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 got up in there, got to the door is locked. I'm like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? So I closed the screen door and I'm knocking on the door. I'm like, mama, or whatever. She get on the porch and I'm holding the screen door with one hand and she pulling or whatever. And you know how when you're scared and your adrenaline pumping, you got all the strength in the world. So she may have got the door open for a little bit, but then I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Because the last thing I need to happen is to get my butt whooped by this girl in front of the girl that I like, because that was going to be a major L or whatever. So at this point, I'm like, mama, knocking on the door. Holding the door tight. And I'm talking about, we got one of those screen doors that even as a child, like, I'm in there like, you know what I'm saying, this, like, face daggner against the screen door and the front door at this time or whatever. It felt like it took my mom forever to get to the door. But soon behold, moms came to the door, opened up the door like, boy, what's going on? What you doing? Like, I fall into the house damn near or whatever like that. And the girl, I mean, it's almost like she felt probably the pressure of the front door opening, because she stopped doing what she was doing and she was just looking at me like Debo, like, I mean, I'm talking about chest going up and down. Man, I was just like, mom, like, what you doing? Like, nothing. I'm like, you coming in? I'm like, I said, I need to get some water. That was my that was my excuse for everything. Yeah, as a child, I'm guessing, now that I think about it, because I needed some water in that moment too. I needed protection as well, you know. So yeah. Boy, oh boy. When I tell you love hurts, because at that time, doing what I did, I couldn't come back outside and play with them for a nice little minute. So not only did I find out how love hurts and, you know what I'm saying, physical pain, I experienced the mental anguish of not only regretting what I did and having to think about that every day, but not seeing old girl for a while. Now, time went by. I was able to apologize to old girl, and she accepted the apology or whatever. I think it was that little bit of like that she still had for me that, you know what I'm saying, that made her, you know, forgive me for what I had done, and she apologized for putting her hands on me first. And I did, you know, let her know that although she did, you know, my mama said I'm not supposed to hit no girl or whatever like that or whatever, but I do recall at some point in time, you know, being told by one of my aunts or whatever like that, if somebody put their hands on you, you know what I'm saying, like, all bets are off. But like I said, I knew better, and yeah. Man, oh man, I learned a valuable lesson that day that, you know, carried forward a lifetime. Fast forward years later, like, because we moved from that house out to the county or whatever, but my mom still owned that house, and we used to come, me and my stepdad used to come and do like the maintenance around the house, cut the grass and all that. And I had to go into their yard for, I can't remember if it was out of curiosity or what it was, but I found myself back in that yard that I had left my pride in, you know, about 6 years ago or whatever, just, you know what I'm saying, to do whatever it was I was doing. And when I tell you, because I'm 6 foot now, when I tell you, looking at that garage at a different age and a different height put totally, you know, different perspective on how tall that garage wasn't, you know what I'm saying, because I could reach up with my hand and actually touch, you know what I'm saying, the gutter and the roof of that house. So that really, you know what I'm saying, put more insult to injury, not more so then because it had happened so many years ago, but I couldn't believe that that roof wasn't taller than what it was. I could have swore I was 30 feet in the air, but your boy definitely wasn't. Yeah, I probably could have scooted to the edge of the roof and just hopped down. It wouldn't even have been that big of a deal. But maybe I jumped 10 feet in the air and fell down. But yeah. That was, you know what I'm saying, one of the most embarrassing childhood stories, and the first time that I found out that love hurts. But yeah, now y'all know what your boy Young Damo had been up to, and it's out there now. So T Judy, you see this video, you was right. I did just fall on my ass. You was spot on, you know what I'm saying. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't break anything. Nothing more serious happened from that situation. God was definitely looking out for me in that moment. He let me fall just hard enough not to ever want to do that again. Because when I tell you, I ain't never jumped off nothing ever in my life. Not ever. I ain't never attempted anything like that. Like, if I can't reach up and touch the roof or whatever it is I'm jumping off of, your boy don't want no parts of it. Like, but yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this story. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you ever experienced anything of this nature. Do you know the definition of love hurts? Or what's your definition of love hurting or whatever? Because that was my childhood version of it. And I love to hear some of y'all stories in relation to anything that, you know, relates to this. But I've been rambling long enough. I don't know how long this video is, but I appreciate y'all tuning in, tapping in, hitting that subscribe button. We got another video coming out later on tonight, soon or whatever, but we back on this YouTube train, y'all. CapCut out of their mind. I'm gonna make a video about this because they increased the monthly price for that. And yeah, y'all about to get these captions because I did sign up for 1 month, but I don't think I'm gonna pay that $19.99 for another month. They crazy as that thing. From $9.99 to $19.99. Come on, CapCut. But that's another video. Y'all be more like God. Tell somebody you love them and hop in them comments and let your boy know. Just let me know anything you felt about this story. Laugh at it. Was I wrong for kicking the girl, you know what I'm saying, after she, you know, hit me or whatever. But yeah, it's been real, y'all. Till next time. Holla at y'all.